everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a comparison video on a dupe to the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette right here. And that palette is the Athena palette by Bad Habit. If you want to see a little sneaky peeky on this palette, this is what it looks like. I did film one eye using the Athena palette and one eye using Desert Dusk palettes. Can you guys guess which eye was which? Leave your guesses down below. If you want to see a review, a tutorial, and also some swatches comparing both of these palettes, just keep on watching. So I already did prime my eyelids and set them as well. And the eyeshadow primer I took was just the Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer, and I did set it with the lightest shades in both of the palettes. So in the Desert Dusk palette, I took the Desert Sands shade, and for the Athena palette, I just took this Purity shade right there. Just by using, I haven't used this palette yet. The Athena palette, I have been using Huda Beauty. They both had some like kickback when I dipped my brush in there to set my eyelids. I'm not sure what kind of look I'm going to do today. What I'm going to be doing is showing you guys the shades that I'm going to be taking from the Athena palette, and then for the Huda Beauty palette, I'll be inserting a picture of the palette up here on the screen, and I will be putting, like, showing you guys which shade I'm using from both palettes. So the first shade I'm going to be taking for the Athena palette is this shade right here called Velour. And I'm just taking a fluffy crease brush and applying it in my crease. There's not that much kickback in this eyeshadow. This one right here. So just go in lightly with a light hand so you don't have like a lot of fallout. So far this color is a really beautiful like peachish pink shade. Very beautiful and pigmented. And for that shade, I'm going to be taking the shade called Eden in the Desert Dusk palette. And right away, I feel like I dipped my brush the same like amount and pressure, and there's way more kickback in the Huda Beauty one. This one right here. The next shade I'm going to be taking in my crease is this one right here, which is called Heroic. And I'm going to be taking this Coastal Scents Classic Blending Brush. Again, one of my favorite brushes to use to apply in my crease for precise application on the crease. It's really nice. The shadow's really pigmented. I'm only dipping in it one time, and there is some kickback right there. And for the Desert Dusk, I'm going to be taking the shade Amber. I want the crease to be a little more red, so I'm going to be taking the same Coastal Scents brush, and I'm going to take the red shade right here, which is called Power. And on that shade, there is actually not very much kickback. I'll show you guys. Not much kickback compared to the top one up there. And for the Huda Beauty one, I'm going to be taking Saffron. The Huda Beauty one felt like I'm trying to dip my brush the same amount in pressure on each shade. And I feel like the Huda Beauty one was a little more pigmented, as you can tell. I just feel like this one looks way more pigmented than this side does. So far using all those red shades, I don't see any fallout on either side, which is definitely a thumbs up. So the next shade I'm going to be taking is the shade called Medusa, and it's like a beautiful like duochrome, like rose goldish, pinkish, yellow shade. And I'm just going to take it on a flat brush and apply it onto the lids. I do feel some crumbling on my cheek. So it's not packing on very good. So what I'm going to be doing is packing my brush. And I'm going to take the Mario Badescu facial spray and just spray the brush. I'm going to flip the same brush and go in with the shade Angelic from the Huda Beauty palette. And then I'm going to pack my brush again and spray it as well. I feel like this side is pulling more of like the pinkish rose gold shade, whereas this one, the Medusa shade, is pulling more like pinkish like gold. I feel like they look a little different. They don't look exactly the same. I'm going to deepen up my outer corners now. And I'm going to be taking the darkest shade in the palette, which is this dark brown, and it's called Clever. And I'm just taking my Mini Sigma E25 blending brush. For the Huda Beauty palette, I'm going to be taking the shade called Ode, O-U-D, and with the same brush. To highlight my brow bone, I'm going to be taking the light shade again, which is called Purity. I feel like when you use a little bit, you don't have to go dip your brush in like really hard. Like these shadows are really pigmented. You don't need to super dip your brush in there. Even just tapping the slightest amount in them, you get like a lot of kickback. So I feel like you really need to be careful when using either products. Actually, even the Huda Beauty one is like that as well. It's kind of powdery. I'm going to go in with my fluffy brush to blend any harsh lines out. So I'm going to apply a mascara and my liner off of camera and finish off the eyes, and I'll be right back to start the review. If you're wondering what's on my lips, I'm actually taking the Huda Beauty Lip Strobe in the shade Muse. And it comes with a lip liner, a liquid lipstick, and a like a lip strobe. So this is what's on my lips. So I do want to mention I do have a giveaway going on. So if you're interested in checking that out or entering my giveaway, I will link it down below so you guys can check that out. So Bad Habit came out with a palette which was called Athena, which is supposed to be a dupe for the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette, and this is what the packaging looks like on the Athena palette. And let me go ahead and read to you guys what the description or what the details are of this palette. Inspired by the Greek goddess of wisdom and war, this 18 shade collection will inspire with its wide range of shades and innovative formulas. Featuring 4 unique textures, Athena has 8 soft and bold mattes, 6 buttery pearled shimmers, 3 shade-shifting duochrome toppers, and 1 eye-catching glitter. So if you guys wanted to see a side-by-side of both of the palettes, the top one is the Huda Beauty one, and then the bottom one is the dupe for it, which is Athena. When you look at both of these palettes, they look so similar. And after I did both eyes, 1 eye of each, they were both really buttery, really smooth. I didn't really see a difference. They both don't have any fallout. I did notice some fallout right here on this one, which was the Athena palette, which was the lid shade. I feel like it did have some crumbling down right here when I was applying it onto the lids. So I would say just tap off the excess onto the palette, which everybody should be doing, so you don't have any fallout. Or also spraying with the brush, it'll kind of pack it onto the brush and then also create the least fallout and also create it to be more vibrant. So again, back to the packaging. This is the packaging, Bad Habit Athena 18 color eyeshadow collection. And then in the back, you do get, again, Athena 18 color collection. You get some of these shades. You get the ingredients, but it has like 3 different ingredient lists for these shades. They're all different, I guess. Then you have Bad Habit and their social medias. It is cruelty free, and then net weight is 0.63 ounces, so 18 grams. So now this is the palette here. I picked my Athena palette for $10, but it's actually gonna go up in price to $12. Still, $2 more is not bad at all. It is a cardboard packaging, exactly the same as the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I do notice that the Huda Beauty palette is it's heavier than the Athena palette, but the packaging is pretty much similar. And then again in the back, you get more of the design and again social medias for Bad Habit. Also want to mention you do get a magnetic closure, which is nice. And then you do open it up. I did get a plastic protector sheet. I do save these most of the time. And then you do get a mirror, which is really nice. It's pretty precise. It's not funky or anything either. And then you get your 18 shades right here. Honestly, this is the first time I used it, and honestly, it's really pigmented. Again, I didn't see a difference from my Huda Beauty palette. When I used my Huda Beauty palette, I did find that it was really powdery, like there was a lot of kickback. This one has kickback as well, but not as bad as the Huda Beauty one does. I did swatch some of these while I was trying to do my eye look, and I did find that some of these were more buttery when I was just swatching with my finger than in the Huda Beauty one. But other than that, for first time using it, I feel like this is a really good dupe. The mattes are really nice, as you can see on my eyelids. Did you guys guess correctly, actually? Really pigmented. I don't really see a difference on my eyes. The only thing I see a difference is on my eyelid shade. The Medusa shade, I did find that this one's more like vibrant, more gold pink, whereas this one's more like pink, rose gold pink. You know, it's not like on the gold side like the lid shade is, but still both very beautiful shades. Only really difference I saw between the shades that I did use. If I can go back, I would just buy this one because this is like pretty much the same thing as the Desert Dusk palette. This was only $65, whereas this is, I got mine for $10, but it's $12. It's gonna be $12 when they restock it. Unfortunately, it is sold out. Definitely follow Hush on Instagram. They are pretty good at restocking. Usually they restock more on their app than online, so I suggest you guys downloading the app, Hush app, on your phone. That way you can hop on there and pick it up. And also, the good thing about the app is that you don't pay for shipping, whereas on the site, I think it's like a $25 minimum to get free shipping. So if you just want to pick up this palette, you can just pay the $12 and no tax. Well, I didn't pay tax. I live in Nevada, but you may pay tax, but the shipping is free. So I feel like both palettes are really nice, but again, if you want to save some coins or if you are just not able to pick up a $65 palette, definitely pick up this Athena palette by Bad Habit. It's really good. I will keep you guys updated in the description box how it held up till the end of the day, but I don't feel like it's going to be any issues. I do have other palettes by Bad Habit. I have the Subculture dupe, which is Retro Love, and I also have the Inferno palette, which is a dupe to the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. So if you guys are interested, I will link them down below. But I didn't find any issues with longevity or anything like that on those palettes, so I'm pretty sure there won't be any issue with the Athena palette. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Also, please don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so. So if you want to see some swatches on comparing both of the palettes, just keep on watching.
Oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down.